Hey everyone, it's Matthew here with the official SDGC live at PAX West, talking to Ken from Two Dogs about Destiny's Sword. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having us.
Man, I don't know how we managed to get you in such a quiet, self-contained room. This is amazing. How's PAX been treating you?
It's been incredible. I mean, it's just been a zoo, but that's exactly what we came here for, right? Was to get people playing the game and get their feedback. It's been nonstop, all stations full the whole time. It's been absolutely incredible.
Now, why don't you break down real quick just what Destiny's Sword is?
So it's an online strategy RPG, and instead of the combat, focusing just on the combat with the skills and the abilities and the equipment, we also have to manage the psychology and mental health of our crew throughout their combat careers.
Which is one of the more intriguing aspects of it, because the combat was like card-based, and it was pretty super tactical.
Yeah.
But the most intriguing parts was after the battle. So tell us, walk us through why that's so important.
Well, so what we'll see during the battle is we'll see cues when characters are struggling with different issues. Where they might sort of have erratic performance. They might be barking at other members of their squad. They might be really withdrawn, that kind of thing. They might even start, missing turns and things if they get kind of in their own head or they get anxious or things like that. So then after the battle, we get to dialogue with those characters and engage with them and try and figure out, okay, what's causing that problem? Is it something that I as a player can do something about? Is it something that I need to sort of manage the relationships within the squad to, put them next to other people that can help them, that kind of stuff. And then we got to, try and break it down if there's something serious, a big issue, like whether it's a depression or PTSD or anxiety, that kind of thing. We can actually try and encourage that character to seek treatment and hopefully resolve that issue and then support them through the recovery process.
Yeah, and you do that through this really cool dialogue tree system. During the demo, there was a moment where one of our soldiers was having a panic attack, and you talked them through it. There was another one where you discovered they were suffering from a drug addiction, and you had to walk them through that. And nothing ended, like you said. It's just a start of the healing process, and as the game goes, you do more to help them recover. And I think that's a really unique take on the whole genre, because normally this stuff is all tactical and combat based. What made you want to take that path?
I think a couple of things. I think, first of all, we really wanted to humanize the characters, make them more than just values on a spreadsheet, so it wasn't a max-min exercise. You really had to get to know the characters and understand what motivated them, to know how to put them in the best place to succeed. And I think also it was a great opportunity for us to try and raise awareness of mental health issues and to try and normalize mental health, to show that, that it's not always a major psychotic break. Sometimes you're just dealing with a little bit of anxiety, and show the impact that has on day-to-day routines and on relationships, that kind of thing. But also to kind of show that, we all go through that, and hopefully to sort of build some awareness of the kinds of strategies you can use to engage and talk to people who are suffering with those conditions, and to try and help them through that process and encourage them to seek treatment.
That's awesome. And what can you tell us about the story of the game? What is the backdrop to all this amazing psychological discussion?
So the backdrop is we're on this sort of backwater planet, and there's these two factions. One is a corporate faction who's been sort of running the mining economy and really exploiting the natural resources of this planet, and the other is a government faction who's sort of responsible for all the government of the galaxy. And what we're seeing here is there's been a bunch of riots and work stoppages on the planet, and it's starting to get out of hand, being fanned. The flames are being fanned by some unknown third party. So the corporate side has sent in their security forces, private security forces, to kind of lock down their mines and their production facilities. And there's been some rumors of mistreating the local population, that kind of thing. So then the government sends in its peacekeeping forces, ostensibly to maintain law and order. But both factions are really just trying to actually get their hands on this resource pipeline. So we start off going in feeling like we're going in for the right reasons, and then we start questioning that and wondering, as players, okay, are we helping these people? What is our job here? And then we wind up having to actually come together as a group, both sides, to deal with this third party
Spoilers.
that we don't know about yet. So we'll see what happens with that.
And do we have a timeline for this game? And I know you have a couple platforms in mind.
Yeah, so we're initially we're pre-alpha right now. We're hoping to get an early access out for March of next year, initially on PC and then to consoles fairly soon after, because crossplay is a really big thing for us. We're really believe in that.
And one thing that was really cool is you took us through a 4-player group battle.
Yeah.
So this isn't just a single player experience. You can actually, there's a lot of social aspects to it.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it is an online game. It's actually really an MMO, although we try not to use those words too much because there's a lot of argument out there about whether or not anything other than an open world sandbox is an MMO. But we have like 10,000 players on a server concurrently, and the world is persistent. So the things that we do in the world affect the game for all the other players. And we play with our guilds, but we can also play with groups of friends and people outside the guilds. And as you say, do these cooperative missions. There's a head-to-head PvP with the other faction. So we try to hold the territory in a big tug of war kind of thing. So lots of different game modes that are pretty cool.
Now, why don't you tell people where they can follow you and follow the progress of the game?
So the best place to follow us, we're on all the social channels, but the best place to start is on our website, which is destinysword.com, 2 S's in the middle there. And yeah, destinysword.com, probably can't see that from back there. But anyway, we'll put it up afterwards. And yeah, that's the best place to start. All the links are on there.
Okay, and then we have one final question. We always save the hardest for last.
Uh-oh.
In your heart of hearts, if you have to choose, cake or pie?
Oh, I got to go with pie. I'm a fruit guy,
Damn
so
right.
Cherry pie, blueberry pie, apple pie, that's me.
I mean, I'm not saying there's no wrong answer, but there's a wrong answer.
Yeah, I'm definitely icing. No thanks. Let me into the fruit.
Exactly.
All
Thank you
right.
so much for talking to us.
Thank you for having us on. That's been awesome.
Appreciate it.
Alrighty. See you next time.